I think it's a little crooked. There we go.
Move over, baby. You keep taking this spot. Move over just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Hi guys. This is just going to be a quick video. What I'm telling you. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. I just got up today, threw a little makeup on. Didn't even curl my hair. I don't care. Anyway, I'm just making this real quick to tell you that if you've seen any of my previous videos about weight loss, what I was going to do, blah blah blah, I didn't follow through. I've done a lot of thinking about what I'm going to do, because I have gained a lot of weight, which is only my fault because I've been eating grains and dairy, which always make me gain weight, without a doubt. Grains and dairy, just and sugar, sweet. I've been eating sweets, which makes me gain weight like that. So I'm going to go back to what I was doing before, when I didn't have this weight on me, because I'm miserable. I'll show you my weight tomorrow morning when I wake up. I'm sure it's going to be around 160. Yes, 160. Because I've been eating whatever I want. And that's not good, especially as you get older. I'm 64, and I don't want to be carrying this extra weight because number one, it's not good for you, but number two, I don't feel as good as I did when I did not have this extra weight. I was 23 about, you know what, 4 years ago, four or 5 years ago. I felt my best. I felt my absolute best. So real quick, what I'm going to tell you is the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to be mainly, you know, high protein, fat. I won't say carnivore because how I'm going to do it so that I can sustain it is I'm going to do mainly meat and eggs, because that's what worked for me before when I was on Atkins. After my 5th child, I could not lose the weight come hell or high water. I exercised at 1 to 2 hours a day. It still didn't come off. And then my doctor said, you can quit exercising today and go on the Atkins diet and you'll lose it like that. Well, I did. I lost 12 pounds in 2 weeks. Of course, I was much younger then. That was, you know, 30 years, almost 30 years ago. I know that for my body personally, grains, dairy, sugar makes me gain weight. And grains also affect me to where it makes my joints swell up. It doesn't make, you know, they get swollen. They've attributed grains to causing arthritis and all kinds of inflammation issues, as well as dairy. Now, the reason I've been eating it, even though it causes me all these problems, is I found pills, of course, lactate for lactose intolerance. And then I found these pills called Gluten Ease, which unfortunately and fortunately work. They stop all the digestive problems that I would get when I would eat wheat. Wheat affected me terribly. I'd get severe diarrhea, bloating, gas. It was horrible. I mean, it made me sick. And so I found these Gluten Ease pills at a whole, you know, it's called Sprouts. And unfortunately, they work really well. But so that allowed me to eat the things I shouldn't eat, and it caused me to gain all this weight. So I'm going to take you on the journey with me. I'm sticking by this 100%. I'm starting tomorrow, the 1st of the month, and I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to break it. I'm going to go 30 days. 30 days with nothing but meats, eggs, except for one difference. I have to have something sweet and pleasant, but I'm not going to make it be candy or anything, cookies or anything like that. I'm going to have a slice of watermelon or a nectarine or two at the end of the day. That's going to be my sweet, because I've done that before and it worked really well. So it's what I would call a semi-carnivore diet. And of course, you're going to have your people out there, no, it's not a carnivore diet unless you eat nothing but meat. Well, whatever. I'm doing it my way. Because it worked for me with the Atkins diet. It worked very, very well. And my blood work came back beautifully. My blood pressure dropped. My blood sugar went down, because after the birth of my 5th child, I had a lot of issues with my health. Because I was older. I was 35 when he was born, and I had a hell of a time trying to lose that weight. So anyway, I'm going to start tomorrow, take you on that journey. For the morning, I'll have like breakfast will be like eggs, bacon. And I don't eat breakfast. That's the other thing, guys. I don't like breakfast. I haven't liked breakfast since I was in high school. Breakfast doesn't appeal to me at all. I tried eating breakfast a few weeks ago. I thought, I'm going to make myself eat a breakfast. I felt sick and I felt miserable. Ugh, it was just terrible. So for me, breakfast is around, I don't know, 11:30, 12. Sometimes even later, depending on my day. But in the morning, I have no appetite, none whatsoever. And I am going to have my morning cup of coffee. I did that before too, and I lost the weight. I won't get chintzy on my morning coffee because I only have one cup, and I enjoy it thoroughly, and I will make it how I want it, with the sugar, with the almond creamer, almond milk creamer, which is really good, by the way. If you've never tried that and you don't want dairy or you can't eat dairy, they have almond creamer for coffee, and it's really, really good. So I'm not going to change that because I'm sorry. For me personally, if I do something that I know I'm not 100% happy with, I will not stick to it. That's why, like the other videos I have where I'm showing, well, I'm going to do the snake juice diet my way and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't sustainable. This I know will be sustainable because I've done it before. So guys, I'm going to take you on this little journey. My goal is to get down to 130. I don't know if I want to go too much below 130 for my height, because one thing I've noticed when I'm out and about, especially like at the health food stores, I've noticed older women who are very thin, they don't look good. They really don't look good. They look very, I don't know, just gaunt and drawn, and their skin doesn't look very good. I think I'm gonna go for 130, and if I feel I look good at that weight, even though before I was 123, I don't know, I might go lower. But my goal right now is 130. For my age, I'm 64. For my height, I'm about 5'6 3/4", because I don't want to get that look, and I've definitely seen that on elderly women who are real thin, and they really don't look good. It doesn't look good. So yeah, guys, I just want to tell you real quick, this is it's a real change for me, because before I had children, I could eat whatever I wanted and never gained an ounce. Well, after my 5th child, that whole thing changed. Everything was difficult in terms of losing weight and keeping it off. But I do know that by eating mainly meat, that's when I was doing my best and felt my best. And I've also noticed that as I'm getting older, and I kind of wonder if it even has to do with my age, because I had stomach issues growing up, and I can't help but wonder if maybe the doctors just, way back then, they weren't aware of a lot of things. But one thing I've noticed, guys, is now at my age, I've noticed a lot of vegetables. Certain vegetables don't agree with me anymore. Like, I don't like leafy greens anymore. They do not agree with me. They will rip my gut up. I'll end up in that bathroom with diarrhea and bloating and gas, just feeling horrible. So I'm finding that a lot of vegetables that were fine before just are not now. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, all those, they really affect me. So the one thing I haven't had problems with is potatoes, or like sweet potatoes, squashes, that type of thing. But something is changing. Now, I have no problem with iceberg lettuce, which is my favorite. I don't care if it's the least nutritional. I love it. I'm going to eat it. That's what I like. That's what I grew up on. We didn't grow up on a bunch of fancy lettuces. It was iceberg, good old iceberg, tomato, onion, salad, I like them. So that's how I'm going to do it, guys, because how it worked for me before was I didn't count calories when I did the whole higher protein and fat thing. I didn't count calories. But now I will watch it, because as my doctor told me many, many years ago, when I was trying to lose that weight after my baby, he said, as you get older, you simply do not need the calories anymore. You just don't. and people don't get it. He said that's why there's so many overweight elderly people. They keep eating the amount of calories that they did as they were younger and in life, and your body just doesn't need it because you literally are heading towards death. Let's face it, every day, every one of us is heading towards death. And the older we get, you know, unless you're a marathon runner, and even then, you know, calories, you just don't need a lot. You need the nutrition, but not all the calories. So yeah, I'm going to be watching. I'm not going to just pig out, but I won't be sitting there. Okay, you know, this is 2 ounces, and it's no. I won't do that. I already know in my own head how much, you know, how many calories are in foods. I've been doing this so long that, you know, 4 ounces of beef, or, you know, a chicken thigh, or, you know, I know all of that already. I know it by heart. And I'm also going to be getting grass-fed beef, which I get at Walmart. Believe it or not, they have grass-fed beef for like $5.00, which is a heck of a deal. And I'm sticking with meats that don't have hormones and antibiotics. I just think those are really bad for everybody. And same with, you know, the bacon, the eggs. I get organic grass-fed or organic free-range eggs. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will take you on that journey, and I will show you as I lose my weight. And like I say, I have to have something sweet. I don't care what anybody else says. There are people out there who are, don't eat any fruit, don't eat any vegetables, don't eat any meat, don't even drink water. I've seen people. No, I'm sorry. I cannot stick by all that garbage. Life is too short, and there's no proof that these people are living, you know, 30 years longer. I don't see carnivores living to 140. I don't see vegans especially living to 140. You know what I mean? They're all dying at approximately the same age as everybody else. So I'm going to enjoy, you know, various foods. But for this 30 days, I'm going to stick with the meats, eggs, and like I said, slice of watermelon, nectarine at the end of the day. Because I love it. Those are my 2 favorite fruits in the world, which don't cause me problems. That's another thing too. I'm finding certain fruits are causing me problems now, like oranges. I used to be able to eat oranges all the time. Now they do affect me. And I know part of that is all that fiber. That fiber is rough on the gut, and we've been misled for years. Oh, you need all this fiber. Well, a lot of fiber rips up your gut. That's the bottom line, guys. And you can believe what you want, but that's the truth. And so there are certain fruits now that I don't eat. Pineapple upsets me. You know, figs. Oh my gosh, I ate some figs. Terrible diarrhea. I mean, just I'm finding what's affecting me now. And so watermelon and nectarines. Oh, and grapes. They give me no problem. No problem. And cherries. Black, you know, the dark Bing cherries. No problems. So I will treat myself with that at the end of the day because I love them. I like them. I enjoy them. I'm not going to sit there and eat 40 grapes or, you know, 80 cherries. No, I'm just going to get a little handful and enjoy them. But, yeah. So maybe you guys want to, you know, try it for yourselves, because I know, and I'm sure most people know, that any weight that you have that shouldn't be there, it's bad for your health, especially around the middle. See, and I gained, well, it's hard to tell, but I gained some belly weight here, and that's the worst. The visceral fat is really bad for you. That's the one that causes you heart problems and all kinds of stuff. And that's my fault. All those grains, all that dairy, the sweets, the carb-laden veggies, you know, not doing that. So, yeah, I'm excited to get going with this, and I know my skin will be better. Eating all these sugars and carbs, I've noticed my skin not doing as well. I've even been breaking out little pimples, which I haven't done since I was in high school, and even then I only had like a few here and there. I've had a little pimple here, a little pimple there, and I'm like, wow. And I know it's the sugars and the carbs, because when I don't eat that way, I never have that issue. Oh, and the other thing, in case you guys some of you get these, you know, those little bumps, like you get a ton of bumps on your skin back here. I only got that once in my life, and that was when I was pregnant. And I had just rough bumps all over here. Well, just a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, I decided to indulge in my wheat. And I was eating it every day. And I ate it for like, what, 3-4 days in a row. Guess what? I started getting those little tiny rough bumps all over here and all over here. Starting down here and going up here. I thought, oh my God, I haven't seen that since I was pregnant. And I thought, well, how strange. I started eating the wheat, and here it is. I stopped the wheat. It's all gone. There's not one tiny little bump left. And the dairy as well. Because even if I use a lactate and I eat dairy, and I don't have the digestive issues, it still causes me issues where if I were to eat dairy, say 3-4 days in a row, I start getting like red bumps. They look like mosquito bites or bed bug bites. You know how you've seen that on if you look up bed bug bites. I remember the first time I saw them, I thought, oh my God, do I have bed bugs? And then I thought, no, I don't, because my son was living with me, and I thought, no, that's not it. And then I realized, wait, I've been eating dairy. So I stopped the dairy, and 2 days later, the bumps were gone. So I know the grains in the dairy, particularly wheat, really affect my body. But even so now, even gluten-free, I have to watch it. If I were to eat a lot of gluten-free products through the day, it will affect my digestive system, and I know it's because grains are not good for us. I wish all of you would get that book called Grain Brain. It is a fantastic book about what grains are doing to us, especially since now that grains are no longer what they were 60 years ago. Now they're just messed up, you know, with what they've been doing to them. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to tell you, I'm excited to start this. I'm excited to feel good again. I'm excited to lose this weight. And I know it'll, like I say, I know it's going to be about 160 because I haven't looked, because I guess I kind of wanted to prove to myself in a weird way. I was eating what I wanted, and not by eating tons of calories, but eating the grains and dairy again. And I noticed, of course, my clothes getting a little tighter. And I thought, yeah, it's coming on, it's coming on. And it's funny because when I'm not eating any grains and dairy, I literally don't watch my calories, and I'm not as hungry. I literally am not hungry when I eat the meat and the fat. I mean, when I was on Atkins, there was one day in particular, I woke up, I could not even eat. It was like, I'm not hungry. For the whole day, I had no appetite. And it was really weird. Then I woke up the next day and I thought, yeah, I'll have a slice of bacon and an egg. But my appetite was killed, and I know that's because the fat and the nutrients from the meat were feeding me. And I didn't need to be eating all day like vegans do. They eat constantly, and their children, those poor children, eating constantly because they're not getting nutrients. And on the Atkins, there were several days, because I continued it past the 2-week initiation to continue losing the weight. There were several days I just had no appetite, and I felt good. I felt fantastic. It's not like I didn't eat for the day and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. No, I just felt good. And I remember some days when I had no appetite, but then I wanted a little something, and I remember having an apple. And I was fine, you know, and everything came back great. My blood work, everything. My blood pressure dropped. My blood sugar dropped. Everything just went to good. So, yeah, guys, I hope you'll join me with this on this little journey, and maybe take it on yourself, because you know if you're overweight and you shouldn't be, and how you know it's bad for you. Especially as you get older, weight really affects your it affects your joints, it affects your heart, because the older you get and the bigger you get, your body has to carry that weight, and that affects your heart. Your heart is straining harder, but it's getting older. So I'm going to get back down to being thin again, and I don't know, like I say, 130 is my goal, but I probably will end up going a little lower if I don't get that gaunt look, because I didn't have it before, and that was only, what, 4 or 5 years ago, so I don't know. But guys, so I will see you tomorrow morning with my weight. I'm telling you, it's going to be about 160. I know it. A little, maybe a couple before, a couple after, but it will. So, yeah. See you then, and 30 days, the month of August, will be my month to transform my eating habits and how I feel, how I look. And it won't be easy. You know, anybody who says, oh, it's so easy. No, it's not easy. Anytime you have to change your eating patterns, it's not easy. And it can be, you can have some hard days. But I'm going to get through it and get back to where I felt so good before, guys. When I was thin, God, my energy level, I slept better. I felt lighter on my feet all day. Anything I had to do, I didn't get exhausted. These extra 30, I was 123, so over 30 pounds that I've gained, it really affects everything you do. Vacuuming, you know, playing with my grandkids, anything, it affects how you feel, your energy level, because your body is having to carry that extra weight, which makes your heart work harder. And I don't want that anymore. I'm sick of it, and I was trying all these different things, you know. Oh, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. I couldn't stick to them. It was just not sustainable. But I know this will be, especially knowing I'll get my lovely piece of watermelon or my lovely, you know, white nectarines. God, I could eat those forever. That's what I'm going to do. And I know it'll come off because it did before. Came off very easily. I also tried the intermittent fasting. Now I do believe in fasting, say going for 24 to 48 hours every once in a while. Give your body a rest, get it to reset. I do believe in that. But I tried the intermittent fasting, and that also, and the 1 meal a day. It was just not sustainable. It's like, you know what, this is not working for me. It's just not. It may work great for some of you. I know it does because I've seen your videos. But for me, no. So I'm going to eat around noon, 1 o'clock, and then I'll have whatever I'm going to have for dinner, say around 5:30. Because I don't like to eat late in the evening. I don't sleep well if I do. And I just feel that stuffy, full feeling. So I'm going to start that tomorrow, and maybe I'll have you there for breakfast. You're going to have to see me at my best and my worst when I wake up in the morning and, you know, you look like, oh, death. I don't care. I just have you there while I'm cooking my breakfast. I don't care. You know, we all don't look perfect 24/7, especially in the morning. You wake up, you're all puffy looking, or your hair's a mess, and you have no makeup on, and you're just like, who cares? So anyway, guys, I'm anxious to get started on that, get this down, get this that I didn't have before. See that? Didn't have that before. And I know it sounds silly, but, you know, you just get to a point where you look in the mirror and you go, I'm getting old. I don't want to look this way, at least for me. I'm going to do something about it. And I don't know what, something just came to me out of the blue, like it's time to do seriously, not start, stop, not start, stop, you know, it's serious. So anyway, see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a good evening, day, night, whatever it is, wherever you live. So talk to you later, guys. Have a good one. Bye.